Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Madam Lauren Carnot, Head of Aid, Embassy of Canada, Ms. May Wong of CEDA, our partners from the Canadian government, Ms. Mario Villanueva, of course the Director of LGSP, Honorable Governors and Mayors who are present this morning. I think we have Governor Arthur Pingoy of South Cotabato. Kung nandyan siya, palakpakan po natin si Gob. My colleagues from DILG, a pleasant good morning to all of you. Magandang umaga rin sa akin. Mukhang apektado tayo ng ulan lahat, no? You know, sometimes I have a tendency to deliver a very long message because I did not follow the outline. So this morning, I'll stick to the outline and just say my piece after I'm done with the outline. You know, local economic development is a major thrust of DILG. It's linked to one of its key result areas, business-friendly and competitive LGUs, and is in sync with the priorities of the Philippine Development Plan of 2011 to 2016. The department has undertaken several other related initiatives. DILG's newest Performance Challenge Fund has been well received by LGUs and in fact has also been well received by the overseas donors. I was in Caraga yesterday to do the 4th regional tapatan, and I would like to commend the cities and provinces of the Caraga region for complying with the requirements of full disclosure. But I think outside of that, it brings to focus our desire to promote performance-driven LGUs with our Performance Challenge Fund. From 15 million when we launched it in October 2010, the PCF was increased to ₱500 million pesos with a focus on providing incentives for good housekeeping indicators and the performance of LGUs. Performance, one dimension of performance is local economic development. Linking financial incentives to good performance based on an established set of requirements and conditions is considered an effective way of promoting governance reforms and at the same time stimulating LGU and private sector investment in priority areas. While we're concerned with good governance, we do say that good governance is everybody's business. I believe good governance actually will improve investments and the business climate in an LGU. So it's not just simply promoting programs that focuses on local economic development. We would like to believe that by simply improving governance in the locality, the investment climate and the investment environment will considerably improve. In his inaugural State of the Nation address, President Benigno S. Aquino III called on the LGUs to look for more ways to streamline our processes to make business startups easier. In keeping with this challenge, DILG and DTI launched the nationwide streamlining of BPLS program in the Philippines and signed a joint memorandum circular in August 2010 that sets standards for processing applications for new businesses and business renewals. For the first time, the government proposed service standards for business registration processes consistent with Republic Act 9485, otherwise known as the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007 and the Joint Memorandum Circular. Already simplifying BPLS has benefited some 62 cities and 209 municipalities with the support from various development partners such as GTZ, USAID, CEDA, and the IFC. Just an aside, when we took over, the commitment of the Philippine government for the Millennium Challenge Fund was to do 40 LGUs by the year 2015. We have crushed the program. We'll do 200 LGUs by the end of 2011. Just imagine 40 by 2015. Now we're committed to doing 200 by the end of this year. And I must say that we are on track. Further, through another DILG memo circular, we have encouraged all provincial governors and city mayors to designate a local economic and investment promotions officer. We call them the LIPOs. Not the LIPO for our stomachs. To facilitate local economic and investment promotion policies, projects, and activities in the area. Likewise, all DILG directors were directed to designate a regional LIPO to coordinate LGU partnerships with other agencies, private sector, NGOs towards joint undertakings on local economic activities. As I've said, I understand that these LIPOs are part of the LED teams from the 11 provinces and alliances that are present here today. With these initiatives, DILG is moving forward from general governance capacity building, development planning, revenue generation, and effective service delivery, to more emphasis on accountability, transparency, and participatory governance, and with an economic focus, making LGUs attractive areas for business investments, which is part of the national effort of government to improve the overall competitiveness of the country. In the 2011 IMD World Competitiveness Ranking results, the Philippines dropped down alarmingly to number 41 out of 59 economies. The results were based on 4 major categories: economic performance, government efficiency, business efficiency, and infrastructure. In terms of economic performance, the Philippines ranked number 40, up from number 42 last year, where its 7.3 gross domestic product growth and strong rebound in exports were cited as strong points, but low foreign direct investments and attractiveness to FDI remained its weakness. In the area of government efficiency, the Philippines slipped down to number 37 from number 31 last year. While the government did well in fiscal policy, ranking number 13, it did poorly in business legislation, where it was at number 51. The Philippines gained a notch to number 31 in the area of business efficiency. The country's labor market ranked number 5, but it was only number 43 when it came to productivity and efficiency. As for infrastructure, the Philippines continued to rank poorly in the bottom 3. The pressure brought about by these poor rankings in global competitiveness and high governance standards have direct bearings on local governments who are at the forefront of addressing these concerns. It calls for effective local governments working with multiple stakeholders, including the private sector, to improve the delivery of services in pursuing local economic development. The Local Government Code empowers LGUs to be economic managers, enabling, complementing, and facilitating LED. To maximize this, the LGU needs to be aware and take advantage not only of known resources and other assets, but also the potential and competitive advantages that can be developed. They need to know their local economy's unique strength and comparative advantage. And with each LGU contributes to national growth and development in a special way. The level, nature, and form of the resilience and vibrancy of each local economy depend on the specific conditions, circumstances, and potential of that area. Each area has its own vision, strategies, and implementation methods born out of local experience. Indeed, LGUs are key players in national economic development. They directly contribute to poverty reduction, influence investment decisions, business retention and growth, and directly impact on local job creation and productivity, and on investments in infrastructure development. DILG acknowledges the important role of the private sector in LED, as it is the driver for the economy and provides investments. LGUs need to work with private sector and stakeholders in order to grow their local economies. To this effect, the department has submitted a draft executive order to the Office of the President on pursuing sustainable LED through concerned and collaborative efforts of NGAs, LGUs, and the private sector and the communities. This will provide the mandate for what we call the ETT, the Economic Transformation Teams at the national and local levels to be organized. Experience and research also show how convergence among LGUs creates synergy that give added value to the resources and work of each LGU and work of each LGU working individually. Thus, the cluster alliance regional approach that we encourage in LED. Indeed, the alliance approach is a recognition that economic development goes beyond municipal boundaries and provides the opportunities for economies of scale. Let me just close by addressing some key issues that we are confronted with. I think that one of the challenges that we have to contend with is how to ensure seamless and cooperative relationship between national government and local government units. To my mind, the economic transformation teams will be that vehicle, but it's essential that there is mutual agreement insofar as goals are concerned, recognition of each individual's value added to its partners, and agree on a common operating environment. I think without going to the specifics, the direction now is really making sure that NGAs and local governments agree on goals and agree on mechanisms and processes. If we're able to do this, then national will be able to complement the requirements of local, and local will be able to take advantage of the resources of national government. The other concern which I think the President has also expressed is making sure that that operating environment will really provide for a level playing field at the local level, will encourage the investors to stay in the locality, will make sure that we minimize, if not reduce, graft insofar as dealing with local government units are concerned. Just to give you two examples, one big company recently moved out in one city and moved to another city because of problems insofar as securing the mayor's permits and payments of licenses are concerned. Recently, again, as a continuance of the past problems that we had, there were certain LGUs imposing certain fees which we believe they don't have any basis for imposing. But I guess it's not really the question of money. It's not really the question of how much amount is being lost. It's a question of making sure that we keep our acts together. Because, at the end of the day, it's really just one team. It's not Naga City, it's not Manila or Quezon City. It's Team Philippines. When investors do have problems in any locality in the country, it's not really the locality that's being penalized. It's really the Philippines that's being penalized. So hopefully, as we have always contended, while we would like to promote and advocate local autonomy, we would like also that everyone realizes that there is a bigger world than our own jurisdictions. And hopefully in recognizing this bigger world that we have, we can ensure that the relationship between local and national will be cooperative, and make sure that once we succeed in our own jurisdictions, it really contributes to the success of the country as a whole. Let me thank SIDA for continuing its assistance to us. And let me assure them that this is a priority of the national government. And in fact, this is one of the key result area of DILG. Probably by now, most of you have realized that I have personally gone out of my way to make sure that this works. Thank you very much and good morning.